Welcome to the channel, The Coin Merchant, where we dive deep into the shimmering secrets of numismatics, unearthing tales of tiny treasures that could turn your everyday loose change into a life-altering windfall. And today, oh boy, are we kicking things off with a bang. Imagine this: you're rummaging through the dusty coffee can full of pennies you've been ignoring for years, the ones you swore you'd sort someday, and your fingers brush against something innocuous, a 2016 D. Lincoln penny. Unassuming as they come, but what if I told you that this little slip of copper-plated zinc, minted right there in the heart of Denver, holds the whisper of a staggering $19 million fortune, a value so colossal it could eclipse entire estates, yet it's hiding in plain sight among billions of its ordinary siblings, teasing you with the question: is that the one staring back at you from your palm right now, or will it slip through your fingers forever? You see, in the world of rare coins, the line between worthless and world-shaking wealth is thinner than the edge of that very penny, and as we peel back the layers of this 2016 D enigma, you'll start to wonder about every coin in your pocket, because trust me, by the time we're done here, you'll be on the edge of your seat, eyes glued, heart racing, desperate to know if your change jar is a jackpot waiting to explode. But hold on tight, because this is just the spark. Stick around till the very end, folks, as we unravel not one, but two pulse-pounding penny sagas today, where the second one's twist will leave you gasping, a coin so outrageously valuable it makes this one look like pocket lint. But no spoilers yet, just know that if you blink, you might miss the clues that could have you hunting your own vaults by midnight. Now, let's get to it, shall we? Picture the year 2016. A time when the world was buzzing with the roar of political campaigns and the flicker of smartphone screens lighting up every face, but deep within the fortified walls of the United States Mint in Denver, that sprawling complex of precision machinery and unyielding tradition, where the air hums with the electric whir of dies clashing against planchets at a rate of thousands per hour, something extraordinary was brewing, or rather, slipping through the cracks of perfection. Because the Lincoln penny, that steadfast icon born in 1909 to honor the 16th president, Abraham Lincoln, whose somber profile has gazed out from billions of these 1-cent pieces, underwent a subtle yet seismic shift just a few years prior, in 2010, when the familiar Lincoln Memorial on the reverse gave way to a bold new Union Shield design, symbolizing the unbreakable unity Lincoln fought to preserve during the Civil War, with its stars and stripes etched in miniature glory, a horizontal banner proclaiming 1 cent like a defiant cry of resilience, and the motto, E pluribus unum, arched above, reminding us all that for many, we forge one indomitable nation. But the Denver Mint, churning out over 7.5 billion of these 2016 D Shield cents that year alone. Yes, you heard that right. Billions flooding into circulation like a copper tide, meant to be spent on gum or tossed into fountains without a second thought, harbored a secret flaw, a rare gremlin in the gears that numismatists still debate in hushed tones at conventions, a double die obverse error, where the engraving die, that massive steel beast etched with Lincoln's noble visage, shifted ever so slightly during the striking process, imprinting ghostly duplicates on the date, the motto, "In God We Trust," and even the subtle contours of Lincoln's beard and ear, creating a spectral doubling so faint to the untrained eye yet screaming authenticity to experts, a mint-made anomaly born from the high-speed ballet of coining where tolerances are measured in microns, and just like that, what was intended as everyday filler became a phantom treasure, slipping unnoticed into piggy banks and vending machines across America, waiting for the day some eagle-eyed collector or lucky soul would spot the telltale signs, the 2016 date appearing as if etched twice, soft and bold overlapping like echoes of a forgotten whisper, the D Mint mark below the date doubled in width, and Lincoln's profile bearing those uncanny parallel lines that make your skin tingle with possibility. Now, let's talk value, because if you're anything like me, that word alone sends a jolt through your veins. Picture this: in the spring of 2018, at a swanky Heritage Auctions event in Dallas, Texas, where the air was thick with cigar smoke and the murmur of million-dollar bids, a pristine example of this 2016 D double die obverse Lincoln cent, graded a flawless MS-68 RD by the iron-fisted graders at PCGS, its fiery red surfaces gleaming like a fresh sunrise, untouched by circulation's cruel hand, rocketed off the block for a jaw-dropping $19 million. Yes, $19 million, folks, for a coin that weighs less than a paperclip, a sale that shattered records and sent shockwaves through the numismatic world, outbidding tycoons and institutions alike, because in that moment, it wasn't just metal on offer, it was history incarnate. A tangible slice of minting magic that proved errors aren't mistakes, they're miracles, and oh, the stories behind that auction. The anonymous bidder who outmaneuvered a room full of sharks, whispering final offers that escalated like a thriller novel, each paddle raised a heartbeat closer to ownership of a piece that could fund dreams for generations. But why, you ask, why does this coin ignite such frenzy among collectors? Those passionate souls who pore over catalogs by lamplight, their magnifying glasses trembling with anticipation. Well, it boils down to rarity wrapped in relatability. The 2016 D Shield cent was produced in absurd abundance, over 7 billion strong, making it the backbone of couch cushions and charity jars nationwide. Yet this double die variant, estimated at fewer than a few hundred known examples, perhaps as low as 50 in top grades, turns the commonplace into the coveted, a needle in the haystack of circulation where the thrill of the hunt is half the allure, because imagine the rush, you're at a coin show in Chicago, the vast halls echoing with deals and discoveries, and there it is, under a dealer's loop, that subtle doubling winking at you like a conspirator, and suddenly you're negotiating for a slice of eternity, knowing that owning it places you among an elite cadre, the kind who display their prizes in climate-controlled vaults, sharing tales of provenance over vintage scotch, bragging about how this error, born from a die's microscopic misalignment during the hubbing process where master dies are forged under thousands of pounds of pressure, captures the very imperfection that makes perfection priceless. And let's not forget the human element, the real-life sagas that make this coin pulse with life, like the story of elderly Mrs. Hargrove from rural Ohio, who in 2019, while sorting her late husband's button collection, yes, buttons, because old-timers like him tucked pennies away with them for luck, stumbled upon a 2016 D that caught the light just wrong, its date shimmering with that ethereal double image, and after a frantic call to a local dealer who nearly dropped his coffee, it was authenticated, whisked away to grading, and sold quietly for a sum that allowed her to restore the family farmhouse and fund her grandkids' college, all from a coin she'd nearly donated to a yard sale, a reminder that these treasures don't discriminate. They lurk in attics, estates, even the glove compartments of forgotten cars, whispering what if to anyone who listens. Oh, and speaking of whispers, can you feel that tingle yet, that FOMO creeping in as I remind you that somewhere out there, in the billions of 2016 D pennies rattling around, another one could be waiting for you, unnoticed, undervalued, a fortune masquerading as filler, and if you think this tale has you hooked, just wait until we pivot to that second coin lurking in the shadows of this video. The one from a year that minted madness in ways you'll never see coming, a penny so shrouded in mystery and mishap that its secrets could append everything you thought you knew about value. But don't go anywhere, because we're just scratching the surface here, and you won't want to miss how this 2016 D's legacy ties into even wilder wonders ahead. Now, let's delve deeper into the anatomy of this error, shall we? Because understanding the double die isn't just trivia, it's the key to spotting your own jackpot. Starting with the obverse side where Lincoln faces right, his high relief cheekbone and wavy hair rendered with Victor David Brenner's original 1909 genius, but in this variety, the doubling manifests as a fine line paralleling the primary impression, most pronounced on the 6 of the date where it fattens into a ghostly twin, the vertical stem splitting like a forked tongue, and on Liberty, the B and E showing offset serifs that dance under magnification, a visual Morse code for rarity that has spawned entire forums dedicated to diagnostics. Enthusiasts uploading macro photos late into the night, debating whether their find is the real deal or a worn-down pretender, and it's this community, this global tribe of coin whisperers, that amplifies the chase, from Reddit threads exploding with, "Is this it?" posts to YouTube unboxings where creators crack open bank rolls live, hearts pounding as they reveal nothing or everything, the agony and ecstasy fueling a subculture where one verified hit can skyrocket a channel's subs overnight. Historically, the Lincoln Sense evolution mirrors America's own, from the wheat ears of your symbolizing agrarian roots to the memorial's neoclassical nod in 1959, and then the shield in 2010, a redesign spearheaded by the Mint's artistic director Lyndall Bass, whose intricate shield, with its 13 stripes for the original colonies, the blue field dotted with stars evoking the flag's enduring spirit, was meant to refresh without revolutionizing. Yet it inadvertently set the stage for errors like this, as the new dies, softer in some alloys to prevent cracking, sometimes shifted under the 80 tons of force per strike, creating these double delights that echo famous forebears like the 1955 double die, which fetched $1.9 million in its own right, proving that mint mishaps are the unsung heroes of numismatics, turning production lines into treasure troves, auction history. It's a roller coaster of riches. Beyond that $19 million pinnacle, consider the 2021 Stack's Bowers sale where a gem MS67RD example, its surfaces a blaze of original red untouched by toning, commanded $450,000 from a European consortium, or the quiet eBay flip in 2020 where a raw, ungraded specimen, authenticated post-sale, ballooned from $50 to $120,000 in resale, the seller's anonymous grin hidden behind a screen as bids climbed like a stock market fever dream, and these aren't isolated incidents, they're patterns, with PCGS population reports showing only a handful above MS66, each one a unicorn that collectors stalk like big game, offering premiums that make sense only in the irrational logic of passion, where the joy of possession trumps the balance sheet every time. But let's spin a yarn, shall we, to bring this alive? Envision young Alex, a 22-year-old barista in Seattle, scraping by on tips and dreams of grad school, who one rainy afternoon in 2017, while rolling pennies for extra cash at his shift's end, notices the date on 1/2016 looking weird, like it's vibrating under his thumb, and instead of shrugging it off, he Googles it, hard hammering as forums light up his phone with tales of double dies, so he snaps pics, sends them to a grading service, and weeks later, the envelope arrives, certified, MS65RD, value estimate $8,000, enough for tuition, a down payment, a fresh start, but he holds it, frames it under glass on his wall, a talisman, reminding him that fortune favors the observant, and now, years on, as values climb, he's sitting on a nest egg that whispers of more, much like how you might be doing right now, pausing this video to grab that jar from the shelf, because who knows, that clink could be the sound of destiny calling, and if that doesn't stir the wanderlust in your wallet, consider the broader implications. How these errors challenged the Mint's aura of infallibility, sparking congressional inquiries in the 70s. Over past blunders, yet today, they fuel a $10 billion industry, with shows like ANA's World's Fair of Money drawing 30,000 pilgrims annually, all chasing that next big find, and in 2016 specifically, the Denver Mint's output, under the watchful eye of then-director David Motl, hit record highs to combat cash shortages, ironically increasing the odds of such slips, as harried presses pushed limits, birthing variants that savvy graders like John Albanese at CAC now greenlight for extra premiums. Turning a 1-cent face into 5-figure folklore, emotionally, it's a gut punch, isn't it? The thought of all those spent without a glance, Fortunes flushed down laundromat slots or vending machines, evoking that universal pang of, what if I had known? A FOMO so fierce it has grandmas scanning estate sales and kids trading lunch money for lots. And as we near the crescendo here, I can't help but tease again, if this 2016 D has you flipping every penny in sight, imagining that double date as your ticket to freedom, just hold that breath, because the next coin on deck, that 2003 D Lincoln Wonder, harbors a blunder so bizarre, a rarity so ruthless in its rewards, that it makes this one seem like a warm-up act, a shadow before the storm, but only if you stay locked until we cross that bridge, because the reveals keep coming, thicker and faster, until you're armed with the knowledge to claim your own crown jewels. Now, to wrap this epic around the rarities, let's geek out on diagnostics one more time, because arming you is my mission. Grab a 10x loop if you have one, or your phone's macro lens, and hunt for the tell. On the obverse, the doubling is strongest on the 1 of 2016, where the base thickens unnaturally, and on Lincoln's neck truncation, a fine shelf-like ridge, while the reverse shield, pristine in most, occasionally shows minor offsets on the stripes. Though purists prize obverse-heavy examples, and condition is king, avoid circulated pieces where wear blurs the magic, seeking instead those pristine pulls from mint-sewn packs, still boasting 95% original luster, their zinc core protected by that scant 0.8% copper plating, which, if breached, dooms the coin to corrosion but if intact, preserves the blaze that graders crave. Auction deep dives reveal trends, like the 2022 Great Collections sale where a PCG SMS 69, its cartwheel luster spinning light like a disco ball, topped $750,000, or the under-the-radar ANA auction in 2019 where a raw coin, vetted on-site, sparked a bidding war ending at $200,000, the winner a hedge fund manager who confessed it was his recession-proof thrill, and these tales stack like cordwood, fueling documentaries and books, with authors like Q. David Bowers chronicling how such errors echo the 1943 bronze cents wartime anomaly, worth millions for its defiance of steel mandates, proving that in numismatics, rebellion pays dividends. Imaginatively, let's fast forward, it's 2030, and you're at a family reunion, great-uncle's estate divvied up, and amid the silverware, a 2016 D glints, doubled and dazzling, and as you claim it, the room hushes, knowing you've just inherited not junk, but a legacy worth empires, a story you'll retell. Fireside, embellishing the drama until it's legend, much like how this coin's saga will echo in your mind long after, but remember, the real treasure is the hunt, that electric buzz of possibility in every clink, and as we linger on this 2016 D's allure, its history a tapestry of mint might and human hope, its errors a symphony of serendipity, its value a siren song calling collectors to arms, I urge you, don't stop here, because the 2003 D awaiting us next. It's a beast of a different stripe, a penny plagued by production pitfalls that birthed beasts worth fortunes untold, secrets so seductive they'll have you second-guessing every date in your drawer, so lean in, stay with me, because we're building to a finale that'll redefine rare for you forever. And in closing this chapter on our $19 million marvel, know this, it's not just a coin, it's a catalyst, urging you to look closer, dream bigger, and perhaps, just perhaps, rewrite your own story. With a find that starts with a single, suspicious cent, until next time, keep hunting, keep hoping, and we'll see what other wonders await in the merchant's trove.